Welcome everybody to this video presentation of mine. I was reading in the book of Job, talking about the Chaldeans who attacked his servants and camels, and they formed a band, and God allowed Satan to destroy Job's children and material blessings. And he sent 4 waves of destruction, and this was one of them. But what got me was this band of 3. So the Babylonians have formed a band of 3. And all of God's word, especially Job, it's prophetic. And in it you can see some interesting things. We know that Babylon has got 3 parts to it. It's kind of hard to figure that out, but in the book of Revelation, but we know there's one place there where it talks where it was divided into 3 parts. And it says Babylon, fallen, fallen. So I just want to look at these 3 aspects of Babylon and see if we can pick it up in the book of Revelation. Babylon divides here in Revelation 16:19, and the great city was divided into 3 parts. And the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Just before Babylon falls, it is divided into these 3 parts, which suggests there's 3 parts to it. And this is chapter 16, and then we see in 17 the fall of Babylon, the beginning of it, and then 18, and so forth. Now, if we look at Revelation 17:3, we can see this triple aspect of it as well. It says, so the angel took me in the spirit into the wilderness, and there I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that had 7 heads and 10 horns, and blasphemies against God were written all over it. So we have this woman, and we have the 7 heads of the beast, and then we have the 10 horns of the beast. And these 3 aspects are all joined up together. And this is just before Babylon is judged, chapter 17. And this is the end times. When is she judged? At the end. And then we see her full judgment beginning in chapter 18 with in 1 hour, so greater riches come to naught. And then later on in 19, where the beast is actually destroyed at Armageddon. So pretty interesting. In chapter 13, we have this the beast from the sea. And what's interesting about this beast, it has 10 horns, and I'll just write that down. It has 10 horns, but significantly it has crowns on its heads, on these 10, not heads, on its horns. So that's the 10 horn aspect. And we know this beast, it was like a leopard, had feet like a bear, and it's all the picture of the 4 beasts in Daniel 7, and had a mouth like a lion, and the dragon gave him his power. But this is the beast from the sea. So this fits. We'll look at this a little later on. We'll see how it shows itself in present time. And then we have the dragon. Now this dragon has 7 heads, and the crowns were on its heads. So this is the other aspect of Babylon. And we see in Revelation 17 that it says the heads were 7 mountains. And mountains are like kingdoms or nations. So here's the other aspect of Babylon. And here we see all 3 of them here. We have the dragon, and then we have the beast from the sea, and then we have third the beast from the land. And I think these just fit in with Revelation 17. The dragon and the beast from the sea, like the 7, the 7 and the 10 joined together, and the third is just the woman, And this is the same as a woman. So here we have them. John mentions them prior, and then we see them all combined in the woman riding the scarlet beast, having 7 heads and 10 horns. You say, well, where's this going? Well, let's look a little closer here. Revelation 17, and here we have the woman riding the beast. And as I said, this is one of the aspects of Babylon, the woman. But in the beast, we have, we have 7 heads and 10 horns. And so here it's depicted, the final head. But same thing. Jesus suggests this where he talks about, he says, Jesus knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself, there's a kingdom, I can underline that in yellow, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself, and his kingdom will not stand. And so here's the 3 aspects again, 1, 2, and 3 of, I think, Babylon here. Sometimes it's a kingdom, sometimes it's a city, sometimes it's a house. But in Revelation 17, they're all combined together. And we see it in the 666, the mark of the beast. And just 1, 2, and 3. And so this is what we need to be looking at, the 3 aspects of Babylon. Not some way back then, but now. So as I said, the 3 parts, the woman, the 7 heads and the beast, the 10 horns of the beast, and the woman. And there they are. So let's jump ahead to modern times. So I think this, G7 is just the 7 heads and of the beast. And then the EU is just the 10 horns of the beast. And so they're separate, but yet they're joining up together. And America fits with the daughter of Babylon. A daughter is like a woman. And so we have the U.S. and they are all 3 aspects. They're like the like the dragon and the beast from the sea, and then the beast from the land of Babylon. So they are combining, and we'll see that. Where do they combine? Well, at all these G7 conferences. Now here's one here. They're all joining hands, New World Order, Babylon, banding together. Just why? For the purpose, they have their own military might and economic stability and all those things. The 666, 3 aspects. So you say, oh, and here we have this guy, Japan. He represents this year. Every year they have a presidency of the G7, and so this year it's this guy. And here he is, the 7, banding up with the U.S., which I think is like the woman here, or the beast from the land. And this is like the land of Babylon. And then here we have this G7 guy joining up. Germany's in the G7, but they're also in the 10. Joining hands. And here they are at this G7 conference at Hiroshima, and we see all these flags, the G7 and then the EU flag. So this is just the EU, and this is G7, and this is daughter of Babylon, America, the land. So they're all Babylon, and what are they going to do? They also have NATO, which, if you look, NATO is like the military arm of the EU. you know, if you check all those countries, they're almost the same countries, 27 or 28, as in the EU. And you know that it's just the four aspect of you know, that beast. You know, the NATO's like all these four beasts coming together, the military aspect. So pretty interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you watch some other videos.